It is not without reason that they say that the least of our brothers have a great sense of people. They are able to understand, even at a distance, to whom you can turn for help. One afternoon, as Ava strolled through the narrow alleys of her neighborhood, she couldn't shake the feeling that someone was watching her. She glanced around, her eyes scanning the dilapidated buildings and tangled, overgrown vines. Then she heard a faint, pitiful mewling coming from behind her. Eva turned to see a tiny, frail kitten with the most unusual coat, a mix of calico and tabby, following her. The little cat, barely 4 months old, was like a wisp of smoke, his tiny paws pattering softly as he tried to keep up with Eva. She smiled, crouching down to pet him, but as she did, she noticed the wary look in his eyes. It was as if he had been searching for her, and now that he'd found her, he was determined not to let her out of his sight. For nearly 2 blocks, the kitten persisted in following Eva, his small, determined heart beating fast. Then, as they reached a quiet corner of the neighborhood, another figure emerged from the shadows. A large, battle-scarred stray cat, the reigning monarch of the local feline population, appeared and fixed a piercing gaze on the tiny newcomer. He didn't tolerate a stranger invading his territory, and he certainly wasn't going to let Eva leave with the young kitten. Eva watched in shock as the 2 cats faced off. The stray hissed menacingly, its posture aggressive, while the small kitten cowered behind Eva's legs. Eva knew she had to intervene. She slowly, carefully, picked up the kitten and faced down the intimidating stray. With a stern voice and gentle eyes, she managed to defuse the situation enough to make her escape. With the trembling kitten cradled in her arms, Ava walked back to her apartment, her heart a mix of concern and wonder. What had driven this little feline to seek her out so persistently? Back home, she carefully inspected the kitten. He was indeed a curious little fellow, full of boundless energy. Eva decided to name him Harry. Harry was an agile and very playful kitten, constantly finding new ways to amuse himself. But what struck Eva the most was his uncanny ability to sense when someone entered the room. Harry would immediately stop whatever he was doing and become the center of attention, demanding pets and affection with his adorable antics.